Sure. Tara Butters.
And she's
executive producer.
Michele, Fazekas, executive producer.
And Christine is executive producer.
So moving to the latest season, is that going to change the feel of the show at all?
Yeah, very much. I think
so.
You get a little more of the Hollywood glamour. It sort of naturally pushes the show a little bit more outdoors into like bigger spaces versus sort of being confined by New York. So yeah, it changes it in a lot of ways.
Is it going to have a kind of like noir feel?
Exactly. One of the things that we're really excited about is that you get to show the Hollywood glamour and the 1940s movie scene and sort of the grittiness and the kind of underlying tones of sort of a film noir.
I mean, we've been talking a lot about LA Confidential, which is 50s, or Chinatown, as just sort of touchstones.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Hollywood, one of the things that comes up is it's a place where people move to sort of reinvent themselves, and I think we have a little bit of, we touch on that a little bit with
everybody.
Some elements of our show, yeah. So that's a huge part of it.
Obviously, the look of the show makes it so unique. How much work goes into that? Can you talk a little bit about that?
We have an incredible group of artists, whether it's costuming, makeup, hair, production design, which really goes into creating the look. And
they're meticulous with their research, and so we research, a lot. I think everybody very much wants to be as authentic as possible, and so, but it sort of goes across the board. And Gigi Melton, who's our costume designer, and she has this encyclopedic knowledge of what the styles were, what the hairstyles were, and she can seek out, and often she's having to make. You can't go to a thrift store and buy it usually because they're usually very mothy. So she'll find the design and then make it, recreate it. So it's really it's kind of amazing how everyone sort of knows exactly. Well, this is the type of gun they had in 1946, and so everybody has a really good time. I think just trying to be as good as you can be.
How much of like Haley and James's performances kind of changed or morphed where you saw season 2 going when you were originally just thinking about Agent Carter?
I think they influenced it a lot, not even with season 2, as we were writing season 1, and we got them together by, I think, episode 3. We really had a very strong sense of their chemistry, and everybody wanted to write. Everybody wanted to, milk that chemistry for all.
That relationship sort of became the central relationship of the show.
they're so incredibly charming together, and I love actually going all the way back to like the original seasons of the X-Files for me, where seeing a man and a woman and having great chemistry without it being necessarily sexual.
Right, without it,
I think it's just such a nice sort of relationship you don't always see on television.
And we got lucky in that we'd talked for a long time of moving the show to LA, just because it just sort of it's sort of iconic in the 40s in film noir. And then we knew we wanted Jarvis, and there was a very organic way to make it LA. I was saying on the panel that a lot of in the 40s defense contractors were out here, so Rocketdyne and General Atomic. So it's like, okay, well, Howard has moved out to California to do that contract for the government, and he's going to do a movie studio. So it was a nice organic way to bring Jarvis with us.
Can you give us any hints around what season 2 is going to include?
Yeah.
mean,
It's a minefield.
we did say that in the panel that you would be meeting Anna Jarvis, which I think will be very exciting for a lot of fans out there. That she will be investigating, Peggy will be investigating a murder that we will find has, as you kind of, the investigation ends up being into a much bigger, more marvelly kind of subject matter.
And I think we'll actually complicate. We'll establish some new relationships by introducing people like Anna Jarvis, and I think existing relationships that Peggy has with different characters will become more complicated.
Yes.
Are there any friends and any
Sorry, I have to
characters for the show? Oh,
Sorry, we need to move.
yes, no.
Repeat it really quick.
LGBT characters on the show?
You know what? The fact is, we want to try to be as diverse as we possibly can, but we're just in the early process, so I can't promise anything. But the fact is, we want to show diversity.
Great, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.